Alright, and we're back at the Academy of Art University with 1v1's. We have Lagspike versus ICantThinkUpOfAn. Fiddlesticks, again we have Cleanse and Smite versus Bear and Ignite. What, are we actually running a Smite in this match?
You know, okay, so going back to when we first started this, we decided that it is actually legal to be jungling right now. So you are actually allowed to go into your jungle, and so if Lagspike wants to, he can really take advantage of that smite. And he will just run into his jungle, smite one of the larger minions, and run back out to his lane, hopefully not missing anything, really.
I think so, you know, is picking up Wraiths, and maybe even... Now, do you think you're going to be able to... that Lagspike's going to have the chance to get blue with Smite? Probably, but by him without a leash, how viable is this? Is this really going to give him an edge?
I think that what is possible to see here is we can see Lagspike maybe hitting around level 3, level 4, pushing his lane out because Fiddlesticks can do that, and just pushing really hard, running into his jungle, and smiting blue and just grabbing it right then and there, and coming back, maybe lose a little bit of tower damage, but that advantage he'll have in lane then is just, it would be pretty amazing.
Now this is going to be a, you know, very interesting play. This isn't so much of, you know, coming down to the mechanics of your character or, you know, lane position and farming. This is almost a whole new strategy. This is a whole new meta that we haven't seen yet in the 1v1s. You know, and you can, if you think about some of the StarCraft meta, you have like, you know, you send in a couple Zerglings, you kill a couple workers, and you know right then that it's game over just because you know the steps that follow. We haven't seen this yet.
Right.
And so this could very easily mean a GG very early on, whether we see the letters actually thrown out or not.
I think this is really going to go one way or another. If Lagspike can pull this out with taking very little damage, he does have that smite. So if he's going to grab blue right away, because he's sitting at that blue, I don't know if he's going to stay there for it or if he's going to run a lane and come back. But if he can manage to take blue and sneak away from lane and come back and still have a pretty good amount of health left, then this is going to be such an overwhelming advantage for him that it's... I don't know if ICantThinkUpOfAn is not going to be able to deal with this.
Now look at this right now. ICantThinkUpOfAn knows that Lagspike is probably going for this blue because in the loading menu you can see that he has Smite. So ICantThinkUpOfAn is lurking around the river seeing if Lagspike is trying to protect. And Lagspike has started out with his health drain. They're getting very close. ICantThinkUpOfAn starting out with the Raven. It is going to silence right away, and he sees them. Lagspike doesn't know. ICantThinkUpOfAn is right in the brush, and it's going to turn around. Auto attacks coming down on Lagspike. He is going to try to run away. He has Cleanse, but he needs his flash right now to get away with the escape. He does have the disc between. He has to pop the pots, and unfortunately, his plan didn't work. You know, he did use the smite. It's on cooldown. If he's running utility, he got a little bit of gold from that, but really his plan was foiled. Almost ruined. He almost lost the game right there.
That was really close, and ICantThinkUpOfAn is definitely at an advantage right now. I mean, with Fiddlesticks having that life drain, you know, we're going to see both players regaining life very, very quickly here, but what's going to come into play more, I think, is mana, and as you can see, Lagspike has already burned his first mana pot. Both players still have 3 charges on their flask, but ICantThinkUpOfAn has a health lead and a mana lead now.
Now, ICantThinkUpOfAn also took a bit of damage from you know, the blue buff from Golem as he was walking away. So they're very close right now. ICantThinkUpOfAn does have more mana right now, and that Crow really did quite a number of Lagspike. Lagspike is going to try to get some health regen out. They're both level 2, so the harass is going back for it. You're going to see, because it's Fiddlesticks, their health goes up and down. So really you're going to tell who's in the lead in terms of position and this laning phase is with mana. Because someone's going to land a couple Crow hits, and then the other person's going to respond with the health drain, and they're going to pop back up again. So it's going to be it's going to be the engagements in between cooldowns that decides this game. And you can see another smite. So he's going to be smiting those minions just to get that extra little bit of gold. So with that in mind, is Lagspike trying to get a recall out of this situation? And a great engage. ICantThinkUpOfAn is going to have to drain, and he's going to try to cleanse off the heal, but he's unable to. unfortunately, Cleanse does not remove the heal from it, and Lagspike lost that engage. You know, he got really hurt in that one. He knows he can't go toe-to-toe with ICantThinkUpOfAn right now.
He's definitely hurting now, especially because ICantThinkUpOfAn has both Barrier and Ignite, and Lagspike has neither. He's got Smite and Cleanse. While that Cleanse can be useful, it's just, especially for removing that fear from Fiddlestick's ultimate, it's, compared to Barrier and Ignite, it's just, I don't think it's going to be enough right now.
So ICantThinkUpOfAn is going to recall with almost 600 gold. So I'm going to assume he's going to be trying to go for possibly a tome for AP, and Lagspike's going to recall as well just to get his mana. And you know, the CS is about the same right now, and so we're going to see. Oh, we're actually going to get a ward.
I really like this. I'm thinking that ICantThinkUpOfAn is going to be warding that blue, so he will know exactly when Lagspike goes for it, because I'm pretty sure Lagspike is going to be going for that blue again. He went with this strategy at the start. Even though it didn't work the first time, he's definitely going to be going for it again, I'm pretty sure.
A longsword? So that auto attacks, because he's very early in the game, but they're getting up there in levels. So it looks like he's going to be relying on that auto attack, you know, because, you know, skills aren't quite as effective. And we're going to see the Lagspike is going to pick up his blue right here. And this is what he's going for. This is how he's going to win the game. And so, or this is what he believes is going to help him win the game. And so, does this mean that these blues are starting to tilt the game in his favor, or is he behind right now and that blue is helping him get back in the game?
I think that blue is definitely helping him get back in the game. I am surprised that ICantThinkUpOfAn placed that ward at his own blue, knowing that Lagspike was most likely going to be going to get his blue before he came back in the lane, and now Lagspike has that huge bonus on mana regeneration, and it's really going to come down to how these players are going to be trading right now.
And you can see, if you direct your eyes toward the minimap, the ward is down over by his blue over here, and oh, it looks like a fear goes off, and Lagspike is going to get ignited during his heal. ICantThinkUpOfAn returning with another heal. Lagspike has to retreat, popping pots, or popping his crystalline flash charge set there, and Lagspike's going with magic resist. Now, Lagspike was assuming that ICantThinkUpOfAn was going to get a tome, and instead he got a longsword, so that entire buy has gone to waste.
In that regard, I really like that longsword pickup from ICantThinkUpOfAn, because it's effectively negating what that null magic mantle was meant to do, because instead of going for AP, he's going for attack damage. And I'm going to be surprised if we actually see a full-on AD Fiddlesticks here, but a little bit of attack damage could go a long way.
No, I think AD Fiddlesticks can actually work in this situation, because what you'll be doing is you're not using your skills for the damage and the scale. And even though Fiddlesticks may not necessarily scale extremely well with AD, what it does allow is that in this very small situation, the CC from your fear and your silence is going to allow Fiddlesticks a lot of time to dish out the auto attacks, instead of just waiting for his cooldowns to come back to pick up the kill. So ICantThinkUpOfAn creating, you know, also a new meta we haven't quite seen yet. And you can see quite a bit of chunks coming out when he turns around. An ult coming down from Lagspike, and a great flash away. A silence coming down from ICantThinkUpOfAn. He's ticking very low, and he will drop as the cleanse comes down from the side to remove that silence. And Lagspike, you know, as we saw, that blue, that smite cleanse, maybe that wasn't exactly working out for him, but he did outplay ICantThinkUpOfAn because he got to 6 first, and perhaps in the end, going through that jungle was beneficial for him in terms of experience. But I don't think he quite got the result he was looking for, but he still ended up with a win.
Definitely. He wanted to get that early level 1 blue, and if he had gotten that, I think this match would have been over far quicker. But in the end, he still managed to get his blue, and when ICantThinkUpOfAn did not, and that really just, it allowed him to spam his skills way more. As you saw near the beginning of that engagement, he was still up to nearly max mana, versus ICantThinkUpOfAn was a lot lower, and he was not able to deal with the ultimate.
I felt ICantThinkUpOfAn was doing a very great job at responding to this new meta and doing a few counter picks, like picking AD over AP, and ICantThinkUpOfAn was going for a much longer game, and unfortunately Lagspike toward the end, as soon as he hit 6, knew he could outplay him from the Fiddlesticks kit, and so we saw that Lagspike displays a great knowledge over the mechanics of it. New meta not quite working out as well as he he wanted it to, but in the end it was successful. So he is moving on to the next round.
And we'll be right back with the next match. Lagspike is our victor.